and to make them stack right, you have to be turned the right way. Well, now these little kids get up there, and
they're putting the racks up here.
They're putting the trays up there, and they can't see which way to turn them.
Because the top of the cart, you know, is up to their neck.
They don't want to hear John make that suggestion to lower the cart. Or when they take it and put the grape jelly in the ketchup squeeze bottle, and the top is so small that there's a big congregation of kids around the food line trying to squeeze grape jelly out of this rather than cut it off.
I had to use 2 hands and all of my might to get something out of there, and then I'm figuring out, well, how could my 5-year-old do that?
So, and folks, this is how these school districts, even on something simplistic, they don't want to hear because they haven't invented that wheel yet or reinvented that wheel. And when one of the taxpayers, the citizens, bring it, you know, oh my gosh, that sounds like a complaint. We better push this.
Well, and I don't expect the staff that's working there to see all these things. They're busy working, doing their job. You need to be someone who is standing on the outside, observing where, you know,
so when we come and we say we have these observations,
yeah.
let's share these. So the system, this is our school district. We're paying for this. Our children are using it. Well, we want it to work.
And I don't blame the kitchen staff for any of this. They're on the other side of the wall serving the kids, doing a lot of the work. They don't see all of the operation as a total because they're playing a role doing one of the specific jobs.
All right, we're going to run out of time. Let's play what I want, because then we're going to go into the Charter Commission.
Well, one thing,
John, but let him set this up, John, and you can say
okay.
that. The part at the Maplewood City Council where I talked about that Marv Copen, Party Time Marv, let's play that. Give John a minute here to finish up. Go ahead.
Well, one of the things I wanted to make sure that your viewers know is that I've received probably 4 nasty letters, 5 nasty letters from the district now. I've gone through the billing records. This district has spent, I'd estimate $3,000 at least, if not $4,000, with just attorneys' bills playing.
Not counting staff time.
Not counting any staff time.
Somebody like Joe Lamette, he's probably making $75, $80 an hour minimum.
So when the attorney bills, and one bill was for $700 for a phone conversation with him, you got to add in the $100 an hour that he's costing the district on top of that. And what's amazing through all of this, all of the board members, all 6 of them all school board members have been fully aware and brought up to speed on this. Not a reaction out of any one of the 6 board members. In fact, the board chair, Lisa Edstrom, sits at these meetings and gives you the evil eye and scowls while you are giving your presentation. And it's like, you know, Miss Edstrom, all you have to do is read the documentation, and anyone with a small amount of common sense can figure out this is not making any sense. This is not adding up. This is a road that you don't want to travel on. But now I'm going to have to put forward a couple of public information requests. There'll be a half a dozen letters that'll go back and forth, because I'm certainly going to defend myself against false accusations
and bullying,
lies and bullying.
If you don't speak out against it, it continues.
Well, and one last thing, Bob, is we teach the children in the school not to do bullying, but yet bullying is alive and well at the district center. And I could imagine some of these employees, in my opinion, work in a hostile work environment. I don't know what to say. It's
morale goes down. You work in a hostile work environment. Where's morale? Even the St. Paul superintendent, when she was over at the teachers union meeting last week.
Well, I'm going to guess the food services person who never replied to my letters. I have a theory that she's under strict orders from the assistant superintendent that she is prohibited to speak to me.
All right,
and that's a hostile work environment.
And the superintendent of St. Paul schools said that what, about 3 times that morale is bad in the St. Paul schools? Well, yeah.
A situation like I'm in, that contributes to it.
Go ahead.
Evening again, Council. The Maplewood City Council voted on and is on record that the City of Maplewood is against any increase in a sales tax in Ramsey County to pay for a stadium for billionaire Ziggy Wolf. I therefore ask this council to further support their prior vote by going on record and publicly expressing the council's desire to have Maplewood City Council member and Ramsey County Charter Commission member Marv Copen to be present, and vote to preserve the citizens' right to vote on any tax increase for the purpose of funding any sports facility. I'm asking this council to go on record and with their desire to have Marv Copen, council member, and also Ramsey County Commissioner, to be present when the Charter Commission takes their vote on preserving the right of citizens of Ramsey County to vote on any tax increase, sales tax increase, to fund any sports facility.
All right, we're back. We're back. So we just added a couple more people to the list here. I do want to start out by saying, folks in Maplewood, you need to get rid of John Nephew. John Nephew, I don't know if we have it up there, the great intellectual fraud. He's the one. And Marv Copen. Marv Copen, at the Charter Commission meeting Tuesday night, voted against the people to have the right to vote on this stadium. Force them to go out and get 28,000 signatures. Marv Copen voted against the people. That's all you have to know. Marv Copen voted against the people. John Nephew, on the issue of the government-run trash, that's why he's an intellectual fraud, is went to the courts now against one of the haulers, Highland Sanitation, and against Bob Cardinal, because Highland Sanitation sent out a piece and included in the piece a piece of Bob Cardinal's campaign literature. And so the issue is, do corporations have free speech? The Supreme Court says yes. Indeed. The Supreme Court says yes. So here's the piece that went out from, John Nephew, this is from Highland Sanitation, and the ill-informed trash hauling work group would have you believe that switching to this system will collectively save residents $500,000 a year. There has been no indication where this savings will take place. Are you saving it in the trash rates, the laughable savings on the road repair they're claiming, or in some magical estimate of the reduced greenhouse gas emissions we'll have on our environment? Remember, folks, the city is on the hook, if they go to this, for $500,000 to $1 million to buy the new radio frequency trash bins. Highland further goes on, this system will cost residents more money in the short term, long term, and intermediate future. Statement 3, the city intends to limit the use of vocation credits to where you need to be gone for at least 21 days to qualify for a credit, that you're be charged for the convenience fee for using no less. That's, are you handicapped or elderly and use a carry-out service? The city will designate whether you qualify for the service after the system is implemented. Before the vote to make the study permanent, you have the opportunity to vote in a new mayor and a new council member. That will do what we are supposed to do. Finally, 6, this is only the tip of the iceberg in a growing problem of government involvement in the private industry beyond regulation where it doesn't belong. What's next? Who's to stop them from determining that the pizza delivery trucks aren't causing road wear and tear, and tell Domino's it can only deliver on Tuesday, or that there are too many florists and limiting Maplewood to one contract florist? This is the kind of stuff that goes on. Here's the crust of it. a corporation, this is what Mr. Nephew is trying to, the intellectual fraud. This is what he's basing going to the courts on. A corporation may not make a contribution or offer or agree to make a contribution directly or indirectly of any money, property, fees, service, or its officers, employees, blah, blah. Well, you know what? Pseudo-intellectual intellectual fraud, John Nephew must not have read or chooses to ignore, which he does so often, the U.S. Supreme Court called Citizens United that says that corporations, this regulatory scheme may not be prior restraints on speech in the strict sense of that term. For prospective speakers are not compelled by law to seek an advisory opinion from the FEC, and that would also be the State Campaign Board. The First Amendment does not permit laws that force speakers to retain a campaign finance attorney, conduct demographic marketing research, or seek declaratory rulings before discussing the most salient political issues of our day. So it gave corporations like Highland Sanitation the right to tell their customers what's happening to them and who Rebecca Cave, Bob Cardinal are the good choices, the bad guys, Marv Copen, and John Nephew. Party Marv and intellectual fraud John Nephew. So now we're going to move on, and we're going to see the Ramsey County Commission. We're running short here. We have Brian Olson with us. We still have John Kiselechin and Greg Copeland. So let's play Mr. Copeland's comments to start this, and I think it'll lead to a good, quick discussion. This is Greg coming before. This was this Tuesday, Greg?
Actually, we were actually at the meeting in September.
In September.
Right.
Okay. Don't have it. Don't have it. Let's go to the discussion then.
Perfect.
If you can find the piece, play the piece. All right. Did we bring him the piece?
I never had it.
Never had it. Okay.
I think that's Tim's department.
Hey, what is this? The school district?
There's
a lot of pass in the buck going on here.
Who's on first?
I don't know.
What's on second?
I don't know.
you know who got called out though last night? Were the voters of Ramsey County. Thanks to Marv Copen. Marv Copen actually, at the meeting of the Ramsey County Charter Commission back in August, Bob, was one of the, I believe, one of the makers of the motion or seconder on the motion to have the public hearings that we had in September on the 28th up in New Brighton, and that we had last night in St. Paul at the courthouse. And, you know, he's in his second term now as a member of this commission. And last night he makes this great discovery that, wow, you know, the citizens can petition to put something on the ballot. Well, you know, did we have to have a public hearing for Marv Copen to discover what's in the charter? Hell no. But, you know, it seems like we've got a guy that, you were just talking about the trash. I was reading today on the Legal One Voters site that Marv is promising to the people, I believe that the residents' voice should always be heard. That's what he said about trash. Then he says, we deserve the right to choose our services. That's what he says about trash. Well, you know, I think the people in Maplewood really need to wake up, and they need to take the trash out. Because Mr. Copen last night voted to prohibit them from casting a vote on a $750 million project in terms of the tax liability, the bonded debt that's going to accrue to Ramsey County if the plan that Tony Bennett and his sidekick, Raphael Ortega, have come up with. That's right. I mean, they signed away in a contract with the Vikings that the people's right to a referendum. Now, the good commissioner over here, Mr. Olson, and several, unfortunately not a majority of his colleagues, tried to be the small d Democrats last night and bring democracy to the voters.
Led by Rod Halverson.
Right.
Good job.
Excellent presentation.
Now, the thing, and I want John to maybe touch this, the Ramsey County budget is about, what, $640 million annually?
Well, that was what was indicated at the meeting.
Okay,
Somebody
so
had indicated.